So I watched a couple of videos on TikTok by a couple of women talking about this idea of how women have been telling men for decades that you need to be more open emotionally, you need to be more vulnerable. And then when men do open up and get vulnerable, women shut men down, they belittle men, they become repulsed and turned off, and all that kind of stuff that goes on, when men actually do open up. And I was reading through the comments on this, and man after man after man had a story about this happening, and I've got several stories of this kind of stuff happening. And this is why, if women are kind of curious, and I don't think women really are all that curious about, men and men's issues. I mean, actions speak louder than words, and, 100 times out of 100, I've seen it. Women really don't give a shit about men and our emotions and our issues and what we're going through. They just want us to, deal with them and take care of them and, support them. And there's very little reciprocity in this regard, but this is why men isolate, and this is why men go hermit and go lone wolf, is because, we've been taught by women and by society and by other men as well that the only one who's going to take care of us is us. And the only way that any of us are going to actually heal and move on and move up is to isolate and to remove ourselves from a society that just doesn't give a fuck. In practice, not in word, in practice, indeed. And, and it's, we have to go and lick our wounds and hopefully heal and, do the work and do the shadow work. And so this is why I do what I do, because I have experienced it, over and over and over again. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I have opened up and been vulnerable, only to be shut down, to be belittled, to have it used against me. Can tell you straight up for a fact, women are completely turned off by men who open up and are vulnerable and show their emotions. They're completely turned off by it. Really, at the end of the day, what most women are looking for is a dick, both literally and figuratively. It's a fact. And this woman, both these women said, and they were quoting Brené Brown, and if you haven't read Brené Brown, she's done some really good work on a lot of this kind of stuff, and sort of, emotional healing and, men and women and, that kind of stuff. And she really is, Brené Brown's like brutally honest with this kind of stuff. And, women, the feminine in general, really needs to start owning their shit and stop dumping it onto the masculine. But, and they talk about, women who have done their work. And I can tell you, even women who claim to have, done their work are exactly the same. So maybe even worse. They're repulsed. They're repulsed by any man who opens up and shows any kind of vulnerability, despite what they say. It's the way it is. These are facts. And so, this is why most men have just, stopped giving a shit about any of this kind of stuff, because I'm just going to focus on me. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm focused on. I'm just going to take care of me. I'm just going to focus on me. And, it's the better way to go, because we're just not going to get what we want from women and from other men. We have to give it to ourselves. And it's this way for everybody, really, but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, especially, with all the propaganda that's out there about open up, man, be more emotional, man, be more vulnerable, man. It's complete bullshit. It's complete bullshit.